Hey guys, it's Eric with the Miller Park Minute, where we're throwing strikes and getting likes, hitting dingers and getting listeners. Here with a special edition episode today, we are talking about the legend, Bob Uecker. It's a somber day in baseball land. It's really a hard-pressed day to say the famous quote, "There's no crying in baseball," because today was a day filled with many tears for a lot of us. I can say, hey Richard, how we doing? How we feeling on this awful day in Brewers baseball? This is by far one of the darkest days in Brewers baseball that we have experienced. Before we get into this, before we talk, before we shed some tears together and share some memories, I just want to remind you that this podcast is on daily, live on YouTube, live on Twitter. Second day, you're going to be able to catch us on Spotify, Google, Amazon, CastBox, iHeartRadio, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, Apple Podcasts, just to name a few. We do this nightly. If you want to join the Facebook page, you can watch live on Facebook as well, or Twitter. We do Saturday live sessions, and we're live every day. You can go to the Miller Park Minute Patreon page and support the Miller Park Minute that way, or you can get some tickets on Sunday. That being said, let's get into today's episode. I'm going to try to hold it together, guys. It has been a day. Most of us got the news this morning, and it was very, very somber news for all of us to receive. One of the reasons we all grew up loving baseball in the great state of Wisconsin was the magic behind the scenes, behind the camera, the voice, the soundtrack of our game, Mr. Bob Uecker. Today he passed away at 90 years old, and it was a tough day. I said it after the game, and I didn't broadcast last season, so it's gonna be hard for me to come back on this and say this, but if you talk to my wife, she'll actually agree with me here. I actually said after the final call of the radio final call of the game, I said Bob Uecker's dying. They were all told that Bob Uecker is not going to make it, and they don't expect to see him next season. And at first I was like, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's just Bob's gonna stop calling games. Maybe he's still gonna be around, but he just can't call games anymore. And then as I watched Christian Yelich's interview, and Christian Yelich was totally away from the game. He was taken away from that loss. That playoff loss meant nothing to Christian Yelich in that moment. It meant absolutely nothing. And that told me that a friend was dying. I knew it in my heart of hearts. Because they kept mentioning in the radio broadcasts, Greg Matzik mentioned that Bob was hanging around much longer than he used to, or than he normally does. And that said to me that he was trying to soak it out one more time. And then he had his friend Robin by his side, his wife. And you didn't hear much about Uecker's wife hanging out very often. I don't think she really liked to hang around, from everything I gathered. I'm sure she was at events and things like that, but they all hung out and had a conversation with Christian Yelich and, the team, the players, and it just said to me a very sad thing that, that call, and I'm going to say this. I'm going to go out on the air and say this right now. That call would was meant to be Bob Uecker's swan song as they continued to the next round of the playoffs. They were hoping that Bob would get to call a final victory if that would be the final opportunity. They wanted him to call that moment. Now, as we know, Devin Williams gave up a dinger to Pete Alonso to screw up Devin Williams, his final moment. I'd love to see, I'm going to go to Devin Williams' Twitter. I'd love to see if Devin Williams has a comment on Bob Uecker's passing. I mean, I hate comment him right now. No, just kidding. I'm not. But it's a very, very somber day. And, you know, part of grief is also, you know, just dealing with the emotions. And, you know, it seems kind of goofy to be in a place where we're saying, you know, Bob Uecker is no longer a part of Brewers baseball. He will always be a part of Brewers baseball, as they said it. He was the heart and soul in Milwaukee. But it's also, Devin Williams didn't tweet, didn't say a word about you. Oof. Oh, that's just downright disgusting. Disgusting. For shame, Devin Williams, for shame. Sorry, just replying to Twitter DM. Okay, so yeah, Devin Williams did not put a tweet out. That's amazing, considering the entire world put a tweet out today about Bob. I watched Major League tonight. I'm sure many people did. If that movie got extra downloads tonight, it was because of Bob. And it was really, it's surreal to think that voice you heard being so comical is now gone. I apologize. I haven't been reading comments here. I've just been kind of shooting off the hip. It hurts to know that a voice that we grew up with and it was a big part of our everyday, and really a part of you know what it was to be a baseball fan in the state of Wisconsin. Is now not a part of it. Many summer nights listening to Bob Uecker on the radio. I remember many times I turned Bob on over you know the regular broadcast, you know, or I'd be outside and I'd turn on Bob, you know, because I wasn't able to watch. Similar to in Vin Scully's final years, I was listening to Vin Scully as I was, you know, going to sleep. There's great voices in this game. Harry Carey, Vin Scully, Bob Uecker. None greater to us here in Milwaukee than Bob Uecker. And I think that's really where it hurts, because the players change year after year. The players come and go. But Bob was forever. Bob was as Brewers could be. I bet you could go and talk to 10 random strangers on the street and they would know who Bob Uecker is. I really bet that. And good percentage of them are probably sad today. I don't know. I'm not going to bet on percentage numbers there, but okay, let me read Lost, because he was the announcer that was my favorite announcer with Brian Anderson, Colin Klosek. Brian Anderson is a great announcer, but Brian Anderson is not the heart and soul of the Brewers. So I'm not gonna give any disrespect to Brian, but he wasn't he was the best. He made me listen to games fun. I didn't know he had lung cancer. He's not growing in heaven. People use him now. So what did I say? Exactly. And there's some great moments. I think if you shed a tear today, it was definitely due to the difference of the things that we listen to. I'm gonna try to. I don't know if this is gonna work. So let me test something. Richard, you're here live, right? Holler if you can hear me, Richard. I'm gonna try and play some audio, see if it works.
Down to their final out.
That was the back-to-back home runs from Ryan Braun and Christian Yelich. That was probably one of my favorites. I'm also going to play, and this one's gonna plug on the heartstrings. So these videos and these moments are gonna get so much play. And it's sad and it's heartbreaking, and that's just what it comes down to. Let's see if we got it here. I had it before. In a memories. If you have a memory, do leave it in the chat here below. I'll try and see if I can pull up some of the other memories, but I'm looking for specifics today. We're just really looking at the whole picture here, guys. There's a lot of great tributes out there, and I don't want to be claimed to be one of them. I think just being a voice out here is one of the things that I enjoy doing, and that's why I'm doing it. So I don't want to, I'm not here to overshadow anything or claim to know anything here. Bob was just a guy that I really enjoyed listening to, and I was a big fan of Bob, and I think we all were. And, to think about everything he did as a brewer, as a broadcaster, as a Brave, I should say. He played in the World Series. It was very touching too to see the tribute that was paid and the beers. A lot of people stopped out at the statue outside of Miller Park and dropped off a beer or flowers. All right, do we got this audio? Tell me if you got this audio. Richard, I'm counting on you, buddy. You're my guy.
Down, they did it, and the crew will have it in here tonight.
Really a crushing end to what was a fabulous season for the Milwaukee Brewers.
I'm telling you, that one had some sting on it. Milwaukee Brewers baseball has been brought to you.
It's hard. Well, at least I have the opportunity to share with him how important it was for me in my career.
You were able to tell him that?
Yes. When when I'm retired, that I have the opportunity to see him and talk to us, because I have a early in Milwaukee tough time, and he was always one of the guys to come and grab my shoulder and say, "Hey kid, you're gonna be all right. You're a star." And always like change my mood, and always put a like positive thought in my mind, and believe myself that I'm a big league player. And he wanted the guy to make me feel like that. That's why it's so painful, and you know it's painful, but at least I can tell him how much I love him.
Swing and a drive to right and deep. Get up! Get up! Get out of here! Gone for Daniel Vogelbach. He just hit a walk-off grand slam home run. And he has put the Brewers on the field, every one of them waiting for him at home plate. Wow, what a finish to this one. And what a bat for Daniel Vogelbach. Now, and
Hearing me? Hearing me? Hearing me? What about now? There we go.
Just a bit outside. He's trying to corner this.
You tribute across the board with that. I'm looking for one specific though. I'm looking for that Jeff Levering final call. Maybe they know I don't need to try anymore today. That's my no, that's not. Probably you can trash dog. Alright, I can't find it. I tried. Stop. Back to regular view. Anyways, so if I haven't stumbled on, I'll share it again. Now you can hear me, Richard, in my back. I think some of the best moments, though, that I remember don't come necessarily from the home run calls. But just the things we learned, the stories we know. One of my favorites was always the only way to catch a changeup is to wait for it to stop rolling. And he had so many sayings and so many expressions. Oh, he didn't even make it to his birthday. That's sad. 10 days before his birthday. Guy from Milwaukee, was all about Milwaukee. I didn't know. Learned a little bit more about Bob Uecker that we didn't know. Born January 16th, 2000, or I'm sorry, January 26th, January 26th, 1934. Died January 16th, 2025, age 90. Born and raised here in Milwaukee. Debuted with the Milwaukee Braves. Last appearance was the Atlanta Braves in '67. Accolades. World Series champion 1964. That was with the Cardinals. He got the Ford C. Frick Award. American Family Field, the Park, Walk of Fame. And he's on the Brewers Wall of Honor. Batted 200. He had 2 wives. Oh, that's children. There's a lot weighing on our minds here with this whole thing. It's like, this is such a big part of the game, a big part of baseball, and I think as you scroll and you read and you just experience it makes you realize how much of a part of things he was, and how big of a piece of this pie he all was. Bob Uecker calls. Here in 704. What? Alright. We're gonna hear some audio again. I can play it. Let me know, Rich.
And he hit it out of here. And the Brewers win it by a score of 5-4. They're standing at home plate for Henry. Hey, what a ball game. And who else but Hank Aaron? He got a hanger and he hit it out of here. Oh, the crowd's going nuts. Here's the 1-2 to Henry. Here's a drive. Left field deep. Hey, get out of here for Henry. It is gone. The home run. Hey, he did it. Henry Aaron is just getting out of here. Oh, he got a hanging turn from Putoff. And he hit it out of here. And the Brewers win it by a score of 5-4. They're standing at home plate for Henry. Hey, what a ball game. And who else would have?
That was home run number 754 for Hank Aaron, who Bob Uecker taught to hit. That was the audio dug up by a fan and shared to us by Adam McKelvey. So some of the greatest moments, if you haven't already gone and seen, if you've never watched Bob Uecker's Hall of Fame speech, that's one to watch as a baseball fan. If you haven't checked out Major League 1 or 2, if you're feeling nostalgic, he was on many a WrestleMania. He had his own show, Mr. Belvedere. Hundreds of appearances on The Tonight Show. Just a true legend of the game. And it's kind of funny to think that a baseball broadcaster has an IMDb page, but he does. And he's got credits. He's got known fors. Let's see if there's anything that I didn't know here. He did a voice in Futurama. Interesting. He was in Puppy Dog Pals. He was the baseball announcer. I remember that now. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Hello, Bob. Teen Titans Go. Monsters at Work. Bob Uecker. That's funny. Oh my gosh. So he did children's stuff at the end. That's amazing. I forgot about the Puppy Dog Pals though. My son was a big fan of that show. And yeah, he voiced it in there was a baseball episode. Oh my god, that's funny. That's so funny. I think that's well said, Richard. I think we're all going to miss his commentary. We're going to miss the spirit that he brought to this great game. And I don't think there's a person out there that's doing a broadcast today across Wisconsin that isn't going to mention Bob Uecker, isn't talking Bob Uecker. Our guy Chuck over Locked On, he's got some stuff to say. We'll go ahead and we'll consume that tomorrow, and get back to you on what he said. It's just It just really is. It's a somber day. All the good ones have gone. We still got Robin, but it's just I don't know what much else to say. There is no other news today. This is the only news. This is the only thing that matters at this current state. Just a bit outside documentary. Filmmaker reflects on it. There's videos everywhere. I'm not going to be the only feed you're going to see tonight. I'm not going to be the only feed you see all day. It's a sad one. It's hard to say. He was 90 years old, you know? Like, I mean, like, it's weird to think that. It's weird. It's very weird to think that we're in a place where Brewers baseball is going to continue without Bob. But that's the toughest part. I wish I had more inspirational words to say. I mean, it's just like I've been trying to rack my brain on this all day and think of vast ideas and various ideas, and you know, just words are at this juncture, you know. I think that was a joke by A-Rod. He brought joy to Cleveland fans. I hope that was a joke by A-Rod. I really, really hope that was a joke by A-Rod. Or he's just idiotic. Let me try one more time to find that levering sign off. Here it is. I found it. Let me retweet it. Alright, Rich, I need you one more time. I want to get to the first home game to see him on a rim. They're going to be wearing a patch all season, but yeah, I agree that first home game, opening day is going to be a big one.
We will try and do it all over again in 2025. Just never know what's going to happen, folks. That's why we're all fans. And we all care. Because this game is the best. Well, we'll get through it somehow. We'll have the off season. And then we'll be baseball again in the spring in Arizona. Special thanks to everybody involved in this one. Everybody at our flagship station at WTMJ in Milwaukee and all along the Brewers Radio Network. For Josh Maurer, Lane Grindle, our producer and engineer Kent Sommerfeld,
Of course, the legendary Bob Uecker. This is Jeff Levery saying goodbye for the final time in 2024. We'll chat with you again next spring. This has been a presentation of the Brewers Radio Network.
That was a man who knew his good friend Bob was no longer going to be calling games with him. And that's devastating. It's very devastating to hear. Oh, maybe one more audio.
For me, signing off, I was just trying not to lose it. And I knew I had to cover one more segment, and I just said what my heart was feeling. And I think that was very apparent with what I said. I don't know if it was cathartic, but it was more of just this is how everybody's feeling, and not just on the field, but nobody knows that this is the last time they're going to hear Bob on the airwaves too. And it's not like I tried to capture any moment and blend it all together. It was just, that's how I felt. That's how I felt. That's what came out. And I'll tell you, as soon as I said, so long, and we'll talk to you next spring, I took my headset off, I put it down on the desk, and I cried like I haven't cried in a really, really long time.
Me too, Jeff. Me too. And I think that was all of us, and especially today. I think that that sums it up in a really solid way. I mean, took our headset off and cried a really good cry. Richard, I heard a beautiful thing today, and it was about one of the, I don't know if you guys are Facebook Brewers fans, you probably know about Mark's Die Hard Brewer Group, the Real Die Hards, I think it was originally called, or something like that. Now it's Mark's Die Hard Milwaukee Brewer Group. That owner died. The owner of that group, the guy who led that group, died. Passed away, I believe. Much respect if that's not what happened, but I believe that was it. And unfortunately, someone said, well, hopefully Mark is talking to Bob in heaven. And I thought that was a beautiful sentiment, that maybe we get to meet our heroes and these legends in heaven. And that was really cool to hear that on such a grand scale of things. I hope that we get to meet our heroes and the legends in heaven. I really do. I got a long list, and I got a long list to meet while I'm still alive. So, guys, I think with that, we're going to sign off here tonight of the Miller Park Minute. We're going to think about our friend Bob, and hope he's calling a baseball game up there in heaven, hanging with Hank, maybe having a beer, maybe enjoying a cold one. We don't know. But guys, my name is Eric, and this is the Miller Park Minute. Thank you for sitting with me and watching. You guys have yourself a great rest of your evening. Maybe go watch Major League. Turn on YouTube, listen to some Uecker calls. And we'll catch you in the next episode. Thanks for watching and listening. We'll see you tomorrow or the next day. Thanks, guys.
Thank you for watching the Miller Park Minute. Go Brewers!